Hello, my name is Juan Velasquez, Solutions Engineer here at Globali, and in this video, we're covering 3 workflows that connect directly to how your team manages time and how that time flows into payroll. First, we'll see the employee time off dashboard, then how an employee can request time off. After that, how a manager or administrator reviews and approves that request, and finally, how timesheets get reviewed and approved. Here we are in the platform and we are logged in as an employee as Sophie, and we are in her employee profile. You will notice that there are several tabs here. Those cover a range of employee actions that we'll walk through in separate videos. But before we head to time off, let's look at the top left on the screen where Sophie can record her time. We're going to start the clock now. This will create a timesheet entry that will come back later in this video. Now we are here in the time off tab. The first thing Sophie sees is her leave policies. In this case, she's been assigned to the holiday leave and the maternity leave. For each policy, there is a small dashboard showing hours approved, available, pending, and more, with a bar graph underneath to visualize it at a glance. Below that, you can see the history of Sophie's request, both approved and pending ones she's already submitted. And further down, there is her vacation balance over time, showing how it evolves as holiday leave policy applies. If we switch here to the maternity leave policy, the dashboard updates to reflect that specific policy balances. In this case, all hours are still available as Sophie hasn't made any maternity requests yet. That's confirmed by the empty request table and the flat balance over time. Now, let's go ahead and make the time off request. Now, to make the time off request, we click here in Request Time Off, and we are directed to the time off request form. On the right, Sophie can see her available balance across her assigned policies, so she always knows exactly what she has before she submits anything. Below that, there is the visibility into who else on her team has upcoming time off and her upcoming holidays too. This is an important feature for both employees and managers because it avoids situations where multiple team members are off at the same time without anyone realizing it. Now, Sophie selects the holiday leave as the policy for this specific request. Then she picks out her date. In this case, we're going to select a week here in May. Okay. There is an optional reason field here. It's optional because of how this specific policy has been configured. If a policy requires a reason, this field becomes mandatory. Policy configuration is covered in a separate video. Before she submits, Sophie can see her updated balance reflecting the days requested. Now everything looks right. Now she submits the request. Before moving to the approving side, we'll clock Sophie out. That closes the timesheet entry for today. We will review at the end of the video. Now, let's switch over the administrator view and approve this request. We are now logged in as the administrator, and note that managers have the same ability to review and approve lead requests for their team. You will notice the time off tab has already a notification flagging pending request. Here, we can see both Sophie's requests, the one we scheduled for July that was already in the system, and the one we just submitted in May. There is also a calendar view, which gives you a much clearer picture when the requests fall. If we move to May, we can see Sophie's new request sitting right there. Now we dive in, we open the request, and we can see the full summary. We can see the policy, the current status, when the request was made, and the specific date Sophie is asking. From here, the manager can approve or decline. Now we're going to approve the request, and 2 things happen automatically. Sophie's leave balance updates immediately, and the approved time off flows directly into payroll under the correct pay code that was configured during implementation. So there is no manual handoff, no risk of being missed. Now let's take a look to timesheets. In the timesheet section, we can see all the timesheet entries created this week. If we scroll down, we'll find Sophie's. Let's open it. And here we can see the entry from earlier today. The clock in and clock out we recorded are the start of this video. The manager can then review it, and if anything needs adjusting, a correction to the hours, for example, they can edit it directly here. Let's say that she did a full day, So we just select here, we put 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay. And we can see that the timesheet has been successfully updated. So now everything looks right, the manager can approve, and just like that, the approved timesheet data flows directly into a payroll module under the right pay codes automatically, so there is no spreadsheets or no manual entry. And that wraps up this video. We walked through the full-time management cycle, Sophie recording her time and submitting a leave request as an employee, a manager reviewing and approving that request from both the list and the calendar view, and finally how timesheets get reviewed, edited if needed, and approved. The key thread through all of this is automation. With Globali, approved leave and approved timesheets both flows into payroll without any manual steps in between. Thus less admin work, fewer errors, and a cleaner process end to end.